And I very much get upset when people just can't be honest around me. It's like he says, the lies hurt my righteous heart. I get up to chaos every day, and I ride in my car. I go to escape this disorder that's happening in this world. The days are evil. So to escape this unfunctioning humanity right now, I have to go off to myself because I don't ever want to repay evil for evil. I overcome evil by being better. But needless to say, I still have feelings. I still get rightfully angered. Righteous indignation. You can't make good decisions around people that always are being deceitful or that always have a problem for every day. Every day I wake up, there's a problem. And then, to justify that and say that everybody does this or everybody goes through it. I don't think that's, who, where, what's normal? What do you say that's normal, to live in confusion every day? How could someone justify that as being normal? Normal people want to get along or have peace or cohesiveness in their home. Agreements. An unruly spirit tears down the four walls of their house. But, they're so crafty when they do it. They're crafty, their tongue to the tap. Like, sometimes I'll find them asking me questions about, a certain event or something. They're just creating a whole entire environment to where they can talk about something that's similar to that. And they know it was painful for you. That's why I talk about emotional mental witchcraft. They know it was painful for you. Why are you bringing this up? Why are you doing that? And they just look at you like they're dumbfounded, like they don't know what you're talking about. And they know. They're divinating. I've caught them divinating. Either they're divinating or they were there when that particular thing took place. One of the two. And if they weren't there, then they're divinating. Or someone's gossiping. Either way, it's all from the kingdom of darkness. You should know that. That's why I talk about the Amorites a lot, divinating lies my name. They'll work a whole environment against you. They'll wake up one day and decide, an evil person's not happy. They're causing division in your life. They'll wake up one day and just something simple like doing a household task and turn it into, just confusion and chaos. Rebellion is a sin of witchcraft. Just turn it into and guilt and shame you. If you would have done it, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But, it's their responsibility. But, they're still going to shift it like, you're self-righteous. You should have done these things. Guilt and shame you. That comes from the enemy. Instead of all working together and saying, why don't we do this or this day or why can't you help me or I'm going to do this. It's communication, communication. The Lord said the Philadelphia church has the key of David, the truth. I believe that means the truth. Where no one can deceive you. You can be onto their games and schemes. Just like Jesus knew his Judas was. I could see my Judases. I could see clearly. I could see clearly now. And I don't mean to be mockery about this, but they'll put someone, they know if you're struggling with a weight problem, this is what I go through and I'm going to tell you. I don't care if people don't believe me. I don't care what the enemies think. They know that they're demonized. They know they're doing humiliation rituals. Those who try to save their life will lose it. I'll go to work and they know I'm struggling with, let's say I'm insecure about my weight a lot. Not so insecure where it bothers me. But they're going to make it bother you because then you'll go into work and there'll be nothing but obese people around there. Do you think that's from the Lord? Do you think the Lord's going to use someone else's downfall to show you, this is what you look like? That would be like taking a child's hand, sticking it on a hot plate, and saying, now, didn't that burn? Don't do that again. Showing them fires of hell so they don't repeat the behavior. That's not how the Lord heals you. He comes with humility and compassion. He doesn't use comparisons, guilt, shame. Look what you look like. This is what you're going to look like if you don't stop. That's not from the Lord. That's mockery. That's mocking the redemptive work of Christ. Because when it comes from Christ, it's going to come with love and compassion. This is why I tell you not to be taking counsel from the wicked or listening to the false Messiah. Because the false Messiah is the man of sin. And he can't help you out of sin. He can't even help himself. He's self-deceived. He is surrendered, topeth, humiliation rituals, tribe of dance, spirit of the Antichrist, adultery, or they blasphemy, They're willfully sinning for economic outgreed, ransoning their children to demons, slaying the children. Thou shalt not pass the seas of fire. That's what they do. That's what those people that gain the world do. You don't even know what you're idolizing. Ask me about vote. No, I don't vote for dark rulers. I don't put evil people in place. The Lord openly rebuked those. We're not supposed to love the world or have anything to do with it. No, I'm not voting because there's not going to be another president. The Lord's coming. Jerusalem's surrounded by military. Battle of Armageddon, nuclear war, World War III, whatever you would like to call it, it's going to occur. Gog and Magog. Satan's military or team is going to burn his own kingdom down. The swords you live by, you die by. If he wants to instill hatred and wars and have wars for money, you don't even know why these wars we have are in place. The Lord don't create us to fight one another and take innocent lives. That's something the enemy does. So if he wants to be a man of war, that war is going to remove him. It's going to destroy his whole kingdom. Blow it right. The Lord says he wished this earth was burned up already. That's what I'm saying. He's using the enemy, Satan's kingdom, to destroy Satan's kingdom. What they mean for evil, the Lord uses for his benefit. He's using the Babylonians to bring in judgment. Just like the world was burned up before. 70 AD and 586 BC, Jerusalem was destroyed, and it's going to happen again. Prophecy repeats. It's just like fashion comes back around, just like history repeats itself. The same spiritual wickedness, evil leaders, just like Adolf Hitler. He genocided his whole world, and to where their monetary system didn't mean anything. German money has nothing. So what do you think Satan's doing here? He's genociding the whole world. Herbicides, pesticides, carcinogens, refining of steel, gold, petroleum, and you guys you guys don't even know what you're coming to agreement with. He's genocide. He's got to live in the world he creates. He's genociding his own people that are following him. Pharaoh let my people go. Remember, they all had plagues. It says that chief priests and kings tried to the officers wanted release from him, and they realized that he didn't care about them. He was on a power trip. He was destroying his own followers. Remember? When Moses struck the land and turned blood into water, Pharaoh said no, and he was giving his people plagues. They were getting sick. They couldn't even eat. He didn't care. It was kingdom. That's what we're happening now. Kingdom against kingdom. He didn't care about his people. He didn't care about controlling and manipulating them. Satan's genocide in this whole world. Everybody's got plagues. Just an illusional mind. So I don't think I have much, but I've learned to be content with what I have. Love not the world, love the Father's not in you. Because I know the times and seasons when in this world's going to be burned up. And no one's going to send you to where you're spending eternity. That's the varying factor that we're facing right now. Because what's happening in Jerusalem is the end of all things. I've been through too much to give up now. That's why I hang very loosely under this world. None of my belongings matter to me, because as soon as they find out something you care about, that's the first thing they're going after. And the Lord showed me that they would even try to use my children against me. So I had to release that to God, because he said you can't love anybody more than me, not your mother, your father, your daughter, your son. And that's what the enemy uses, because if they're not at the cross, it says your enemies will be of your own house. That's the first thing the enemy uses, because they're deceived. They're self-deceived. Some of them went under delusion long ago. Some of them started blaspheming way back. The wicked will do more wickedly and wax worse and worse. You have no idea the things I've witnessed growing up. And for them to ask me why my life is in disorder blows my mind. They know exactly why it's in disorder. I just don't operate the way they do, because I couldn't willfully go around destroying other people's lives to think I would, and he wouldn't believe I would have to do. You're supposed to love your family, protect them from harm. Thou shalt not come to demons for money, for $1. And I'm mad. I'm righteously mad. That's why I stay away from certain people. That's why I walk alone, just like Elijah did, Moses, because I know what they're capable of. You don't want to be around people like that. You don't want to be around people who plot and plan your demise every day, and every day there's a problem or chaos. You don't want to be. Why would anybody want to be around people like that? You never know what's going to happen. It's risky business as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they'll gaslight you. I go to look for something and it's gone, and then it'll reappear 2 days later. They gaslight you. They have you questioning your reality. I'll find things in my car that wasn't there before. I'll find my name tag from at home at my place where I work. How did that happen? Nobody knows. This is the mind games they play because they operate with a spirit of confusion. I've gotten in my vehicle before. Someone went somewhere with somebody come back, because you're dealing with demonic networks. And everything in my car is ramshacked. Oil spilled in my seat. Well, didn't you lock your door? They know that you locked your door. They got into your vehicle. Last 3 homes I've had been broken into. I had to have a perfectly good vehicle impounded because they all watched my hopelessness. Nobody would help me. I had money to fix it. They wouldn't send anybody to help me. They would not even repair my vehicle. They watched me suffer. So it ended up to the point where I had to impound that vehicle and start over again. So do you think I'm going to hang on or have hope in this world that's constantly ripped out from underneath me? Every time I build it so far, they'll let you get so far, and then they'll rip your life out from underneath you. They've stolen my groceries, my clothes. They can have it all. They're being judged for what they're doing. I mean, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I can't even believe there's such evil in this world and that people are agreeing with it. People are agreeing with it. This world's headed into destruction. Are there good people on this earth still? I question this every day. They tell me everybody's going through this. I can't believe that everybody in this world is destroying their own families. I just can't believe that. I can't wrap my mind around that reality. I just don't want to believe that. I can't come in agreement with that. You can't tell me that everybody in this world, and I've had church people take me, knock on the door, and say we're going to witness to people. And the people's houses that we went to talk about everything I'm going through, induce conversations, emotional mental witchcraft, the tongue of the crafty, because they're divinating, right? Have church people take me to people's houses that talk about everything I'm going through. The people in the churches are doing it. The churches have fallen away to Satan. Or go to church and someone hands you something or talks about something. I mean, come on. Church people are doing this. What's wrong with everybody? That's why God said, judgment be in the house of God. Howbeit you do not know I'm not in temples made with hands. These people in the churches are doing this. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. You can be lowly and meek and still see apostasy when you see it. The Lord tells us, commands us to know the wolves in sheep's clothing. I was real 15 years ago, the truth. I've known for 15 years the truth. You wouldn't believe what I know. That's why I stay holy. It doesn't matter what the enemy or anybody in his deception or his territory believes or thinks. I don't care what they say about me. The Lord told me there would mockers and scoffers would come. Slanderers, defamatories, gossipers, backbiters. He told me that ain't from his kingdom. That none of that stuff's from his kingdom. I don't care what they say about me. I've been sanctified for a very long time because I know what I know. There ain't nobody touching me, and I'm not going into the kingdom of darkness for nothing. No. I've known about the false prophet, the whore of Babylon, it sits on many waters, dark rulers, spiritual wickedness, Pharisees. They're not light workers. Dark rulers, they're all Antichrist. Many Antichrists. They name their streets and buildings after themselves. Who does that? Presidents. All of them. What's it profit a person to gain the world and lose their soul? It'd be easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich person to inherit the kingdom of God. Dark rulers. What do you think they are? Those people are setting themselves on fire. Topeth, and the valley of Hinnom, shades of death. To rose, to surrender, Bosheth. Humiliation, to sin, to shame. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care who their God is their belly. It can never be filled. Unjust leaders. That's in my Bible. Do you think that they care about your life? Are you self-deceived? Do you know what you're agreeing with? They're about to be destroyed. I'm coming not for peace, but with a sword to destroy the destroyers. Most of them have plagues. Most of them are in judgment. Diabetes, lupus, cancer, Parkinson's. I mean, all you ever hear about all the people that have money falling off and dying, let the dead bury their dead? Because they're serving a dragon. Let the dead bury their dead. They're not only planning to plot each other's demise, they plot and plan each other's funerals. That's the truth. That's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. It's not something I'm just making up. It's not my opinion. It's sound doctrine. King Solomon, 666 talents, the Kabbalah, brazen altar, golden calf, idols in his heart, desiring evil, lusting after evil women, evil desires in his heart, lusting after women, just like the Quran is of Satan. Concubines of wives, that's polygamy, that's a sin. A lot of Satan. I don't care what anybody says. The Caliph, the Kaaba. That's of Satan. Anything that don't have Christ in it, they think Jesus was a prophet. So if you don't, so worse than the Kabbalah is the Kaaba. Get on my labor. These are people with a false peace before sudden destruction. These are people that make peace like over petroleum, black gold, Israel and America, petroleum, the peace treaty that they made. And there's a physical reality to the spiritual reality of it, because they fight over their gold and silver. That's why you've seen, who was it? Maybe Clinton and Saddam Hussein get on the plane together. They're allies. They're not in opposition with one another. It's all a game. It's all a facade. It's a fake. This world is nothing but lies. That's what the Lord showed me. This world is nothing but lies. Those are dark rulers. Deceitfulness of the wealthy. Outside are dogs, sorcerers, those who practice false and lies. Those are sorcerers. Dark rulers are sorcerers. Those are your witches, warlocks, and wizards that rule this world. They don't, and you think that they have love in their heart? Do you think Satan loves people? Are you self-deceived? Satan doesn't love anybody. Remember, his God is his belly. It can never be filled. Satan is the God of this world. So if you love the world, you're serving Satan. Nothing new under the sun. Satan knows his time is short. What's happening in Jerusalem is the end of all things. That's why I stay holy. I'm waiting for my husband. You know who my husband is? Jesus Christ. Oh, you say that all the time. You say, I've been celibate for a long time. I know the Lord told me to get a seal, and if you knew what I knew, you'd never let a man touch you. You have no idea the things I know. What do you think a sorcerer is? What do you think sorcerers do? Just like Satan masquerades as an angel of light, so do all the people that follow him. You know how many identities these people have? You know how many identities they can shift into? You know, read about the Nephilim or the serpent seed. Like Satan can masquerade, he turned into an animal in the Garden of Eden. They can turn into anything they want. If they're sorcerers or practicing magic, that's what they're doing. They're transforming into anything they want. That's what you're watching. You're watching sorcerers on your TV. Walt Disney, turn it upside down. He was a high-ranking Freemason. You know, Freemasons serve Satan, right? Those are the D's of Nickelodeon. As they're serving, there's the Satanists, Carcinogen, Cult of Death, Topeth, Valihinan, cultic prostitution. Those people sin willfully against their own body. You ever see those P. Diddy parties and they're all sleeping around they're doing that on purpose because they're shaming themselves. They live in a willful sin. for economic Calgary. That's what they do. And then when they put their arms around somebody else, they get them into the same thing. Oh, we could do whatever we want. We could live life on its own terms, you know. Hey, we're above all. They think they're above the law. They're not above God's law. That's why they all have plagues. That's why the Lord's coming to take them out. Those are your seducing spirits, the doctrines of devils. Those are your seducing spirits. You have no idea the cartoons that your children are watching and what it's programming their mind to. What those cartoons, their Teletubbies had homosexuality. The Smurfs was a lesbian. Look at Alice in Wonderland. She swallowed a pill and started hallucinating. Cinderella was lusting women after a bunch of men. What do you think that this programming the mind is doing? What do you think it's doing to your child's mind, or what it's making it come to agreement? Satan is very crafty. Satan is very crafty. And he's crafting your children right into hell. You're watching witches and warlocks on your TV. Those people don't care about you. They care about their money. Their God is their belly, and it can never be filled. Why do you think? It says, they got symbolism. It says they open wide their mouth, stick out their tongue. What do you see all them people doing? That's a sign of their rebellion. Those serving gods that can't save. The eye of Horus, Osiris, Isis. All this is in the Bible. They serve the dragon, the Dagon god. They sold their soul. What do you think that? I'm sure everyone on this earth has heard that before. It's not like I have hidden information. It's apparent. The music awards was a straight, blowed out satanic worship. And I can't be the only one. Satan don't even hide anymore and people don't see him. Those are Satanists, Carthaginian, cult of death, Phoenician, Philistine, and Canaanites. It's child sacrifice. Are you giving up your child to the devil?